goddess Mut, the heaven goddess. Once you figure out the god, look behind him. You always find a woman with different crowns. That's his wife called Mut, with M, the goddess of the heaven. His sun god Khans, the moon goddess, always show like a mummy. See it here? Like on here, the three different forms of the triad of the crown. You know the god from the king, I know that it will be difficult for you if you don't saw the hieroglyphics. But to make it easier, always look at the faces. The king is always shown like men. Then it's always fiction. Then it's shown with no serpent. And once you figure out between the king and the god, look at the hands of the king. In most of the scenes, if the king is showing the right hand forward, it's symbolic. In most of the scenes, giving. If he's showing the left, taking. Did you get me? That's all what the columns have here, showing the king in the presence of the gods. All was colored, but the colors were faded. But you can see still some of the old colors underneath the roof. You see it? Any questions? You sure? Okay. For the ancient Egyptians, at the ancient times, was just a symbol to the sun god, Re. It means the sun god. Because the Egyptians at the times used to cover the top, the pyramid shape of the obelisk, with silver and gold, a mixture called electrum. Nobody still know how to make it. Then when the rays or the lights of the sun comes over the top reflects the lights inside the temple. And if a traveler at the time coming far from the area, trying to make a kind of pilgrimage to the god, they would see the obelisk from miles. They will easily direct the temple. Follow me? They were in the Karnak here, in fact, in between 24, 26 obelisks. Most of them destroyed and stolen. The one remaining in the front over there. Erected by king called Thutmose the First, father of the famous queen Hatshepsut. You're going to see her temple tomorrow. Its height about 29 meters, and each meter weighs about 10 tons. Then the obelisk at least weigh about 200, 230 tons. Why not 290? Because as long as you go up, it gets thinner. And when you walk back, please, a little bit here, statue of any god, he put the features always of his king on it. Like if you go to China and look at the statue of Jesus or his pictures, you'll find him Chinese. If you go to Africa, he's African. The same thing. I wanted to look over here also. Look at the pillar on the top, on the left. You see it? That's showing the papyrus. You see it? The symbol of Egypt. The other one showing it facing north. That's lotus. See the difference now? Look at even inside the sanctuary.
Did you get any sleep last night? What are you doing back there?
Looking for ants.
Ants?
And this is the part which was at the times only allowed for the king or his agent. If you look at here to the sanctuary, it is in fact divided into two sections. From this entrance to this gate, that's what we call the hall. From the gates to the end. That's what we call the Holy of Holies. And the king, in fact, at the times was the only man who was allowed to make service at the times inside the Holy of Holies. If he's absent, like usually, his agent can only make the service in here, in this part. And there used to be even at the time here, a thick door, a huge door, this thick, made of cedar wood and gilt with sheets of gold to separate between the two parts. Look at the side here. See the hinges? See the hinges here of the door? See how big are they? You can compare how big were the doors. And even light ones. And there used to be here in the middle of the door 2 holes to take the chains out. Follow me? Then once the king is making the service, his agent job, just to knee in here, holding the chains on his hand. And as long as the king is moving inside this, he's making the service inside the sanctuary, he's moving. Then the agent here can easily feel the vibration of the movement of the king. Then he's sure at the times that the king is alive inside. But in case the king died, or while he's doing the service, nobody can get in there to get him out. The only way they can do, they can only open the doors and pull the king out. See how sacred was the place.
It looks like a missile over there on its side, doesn't it? Look like a spacecraft.
Jordan, come on. Jennifer, come here. Come here, Jen. Terry. Come here, we're doing this. And the women. Jordan, come on, we're doing a group picture.
Okay.
Doing a group picture.
Okay. Dude, look at this tunnel over here. Okay, everybody walk like an Egyptian. You know, walk like that. Walk. Bye-bye. This is just an amazing series of columns in here. This is the ribs of the body, they refer to this as. They had a beautiful roof up here at one time. There's still some painted. I'll zoom up to try to catch some of the painted areas in that scarab. I hope the colors come out here. Unbelievable.
Of Luxor. The temple here, in fact, built by a king called Amenophis III, 18th dynasty, about 1400 BC. And the temple here, in fact, built to the goddess Mut, the wife of the god Ammon. Because at the
from University of Chicago, when you're 12 years copying that section of the wall.
And here, these walls around. Can you hear me? I mean, out the wall.
About to get on the boat here. Getting on the boat. Carrying symbols. That's where we're going this morning, the Valley of the Kings.